You don't need to have your channel blow up in order for YouTube to make a big difference in your life. If you want to start a YouTube channel, you owe it to yourself to try. I posted my first video a year ago on the 23rd of October 2022. I got my first subscriber 5 days after posting that video. A lot has changed in the last year. YouTube has completely changed my life. It has the power to change yours too. Having this channel has helped me get not one, but 2 jobs. I graduated in the summer, and as I said, I started this channel last October, so I started at the beginning of my 3rd year of university, my final year. I still kind of don't know why I started the channel. I just felt really compelled to. I've kind of come to really rely on it, as we're going to talk about in this video. But the skills that you develop through posting on YouTube, through having your YouTube channel, is probably not the stuff that you're thinking of. So you might think YouTube will change my life because I'm going to grow an audience or because I'm going to make money. Here I'm saying YouTube has changed my life because it's helped me get 2 jobs. Having my channel and posting regularly, I actually used it to get these jobs because they were editing online content jobs. And so having a YouTube channel, posting consistently, showing that I am persistent, that I don't give up. I think I had a couple weeks break, but generally you don't look at my channel and see gaps of months where I've not been posting. Showing that to a potential employer, and as the job was in creating content or editing content online, that was a plus. It shows a lot that you have a YouTube channel if you think about it from an employer's point of view, particularly for the jobs that I'm talking about with online content. It's showing that I'm consistent. It's helping me learn new skills, which is a whole separate section we're going to talk about because I have obviously learned a lot practically. This is just some physical circumstances that have changed, material things that I can point to that would not have happened because of YouTube. I wouldn't have been able to get either of these jobs without YouTube. Posting videos, making a decision to start your own channel and posting on it, it is putting yourself out there. And that says something about you as well. It says that you are brave. Maybe it says you're entrepreneurial. Maybe it just says that you're willing to give things a go. It may not work out and you're okay with that. You're not embarrassed. You have some sense of self, or you have a vision. You have an idea of where something might lead, even if other people can't see it. But even if you don't have that bigger vision of your channel, you don't know where it's going to lead. So I didn't think a year ago this channel is going to help me get a job. No way. I would never have thought that. I thought maybe I can monetize this channel in the future, but I was not thinking that it would help me get employment. And yet it has. If it feels like you want to start a YouTube channel, you owe it to yourself to try. By starting my YouTube channel, I got up the courage to start a blog. Now, admittedly, I don't like talking about failure because I don't really think failure exists. If you start a YouTube channel and things don't work out, one, who is defining that? So you might look at my channel and think it's a failure because I've been posting for however long and I don't have X number of subscribers. But I don't really see it like that because of all of the things we're talking about here, all of the ways that my life has changed. That happened with under 1,000 subscribers. You don't need to have your channel blow up in order for YouTube to make a big difference in your life. So when I'm talking about my blog, I really started the blog to have a portfolio of writing because I knew that I was interested in getting a job writing content or something to do with content online. My degree is in English literature and I love writing, and I thought, let's start a blog. And I've been thinking this for like 9 years. In the back of my head has been this idea to start a blog, and I was just never brave enough to do it. And yeah, there is a lot of stuff to learn. I guess the same starting a YouTube channel, there's a lot to learn. Because I started my YouTube channel in October of last year, in February of this year, I felt brave enough to start writing and to put myself out there online because I was already doing that. I was already showing my face in videos. Like, I'd been too scared maybe 5 years ago to start a blog because I was like, I don't want to write things and then people read them. It's like I've been making videos now where I'm speaking to you and you can see what I look like. You hear my opinions. I talk about my life. I use like real life examples to help illustrate the points I'm making. Doing all of this, writing a blog in comparison, I'm like, of course I can do that. And so I did that to start that as like a portfolio for finding work. And that's exactly what happened. But without YouTube, I wouldn't have started that blog. Similarly, without YouTube, I wouldn't have started posting on Twitter.
Now, I'm not going to link my account because it's in a completely different niche. I am very political on my Twitter and I do not get political on the channel at all. It is not what this channel is about.
But I do think it's important for all of us to be political.
Even me saying that, you might think that's a political thing, but
through getting brave enough to post on Twitter, I only got that bravery through doing my YouTube channel. I've been able to not only help other people through like mutual aid on Twitter, but because I've amassed now thousands of followers on Twitter, I have also been able to start campaigns to raise money. And I would not have been brave enough to, again, put myself out there, share my thoughts online. I would not have been brave enough to do that on Twitter of all places if I'd not started my YouTube channel first. Ali Abdaal talks about how each video that you post on YouTube, it's like planting a seed.
If you make 3 videos a week or 2 videos a week or 1 video a week, you're just planting different seeds. Hang on, I've got a whole orchard here. This was previously a desolate wasteland, and now the fact that I've been planting seeds for the last 2 years means that I can now see all of this greenery.
It's not gonna grow straight away. Like you might have a video that you post and it takes off. In a few days, you've got hundreds of views on it. And that has happened to me recently. But you also might have videos which grow really slowly over time, which I've also had happen. And this idea of each video being like planting a seed and you end up with a forest. I have over 120 long videos on my channel now. I've got like my own little YouTube forest. But it's not just a YouTube forest you're planting. This is a forest that you're like cultivating within yourself, and it's going to affect everything you do, which brings us on to the next big umbrella of ways that YouTube has changed my life. Clearly, like the job, that's more noticeable to the people around me. But there have also been things that I've noticed within myself that have shifted because I've started my YouTube channel. I feel more confident. I feel like I know my worth. I know myself better. I feel more articulate. I can organize my thoughts and share them in videos like this. I feel like I'm better at giving myself time to speak. I feel like I've found my voice, and I know that what I say matters, even if it doesn't matter to certain people. Like, you're not going to be able to reach everyone, and there are family members I have who don't care about my videos. But I've also learned that that doesn't matter either. That comes as well with confidence. I just know who I'm trying to reach, what I'm trying to say, what matters to me, and I know there are other people out there like me who the stuff that I'm saying, the videos that I make on my channel, what I talk about, I know that matters to other people as well. And this is through posting videos, through organizing my thoughts, putting stuff together, and being brave enough to post it on YouTube. I have learnt all of this stuff about myself. Oh, another weird thing that I hadn't been anticipating is that I feel more at peace, and I realised this is because I'm someone who talks to myself a lot. I think this got worse over the last few years just because I got used to being inside a lot. So I used to like always have this monologue going on in my head. But now I actually am like mouthing the words that I'm saying to myself as I'm just walking around. So if you catch me walking around, you might see that I'm actually talking to myself. And when I know that I'm by myself, I actually do speak it out loud. So that's kind of where my inspiration for a video comes from. Yes, I do look at other things. I research different topics. I try and frame the topic that I want to talk about in an interesting way. But a lot of the inspiration comes from like, what has been going around in my head? What have I read? What is the story that I'm telling myself, or the thing that I just keep thinking about? I noticed this specifically when I did my existential crisis video. A few weeks after I did that video, I realized that I had more peace in my head. It was because that existential crisis video, even before I was doing YouTube, that had been going around in my head. That was like a story, like a script that I had going on in my head about how to get through an existential crisis. But I had no avenue, like no way to share that, because I was like, who is interested in how to get through an existential crisis? But then I made a video about it because I was like, well, I'm interested in this, and I would have searched for this. Like, I can remember myself when I was going through an existential crisis actually Googling this and searching on YouTube as well. I couldn't find what I was looking for, so I was like, I'm gonna make that video because I was looking for it. And then weeks later, I noticed there was almost like a gap. There was this just peace in my head because I wasn't playing this how to get through an existential crisis script over and over in my head. I outlined the video, I put all of my ideas, all of this stuff that had been playing in my head, I put that into the video, into the outline. I made the video, edited the video, published the video, and then it was like, great. Like, it was such a cathartic process, and then my mind was emptied of all of that noise. So that's a really unexpected one for me. I didn't realize that this stuff had been going around in my head. It's the same way as I started going for morning walks in June of last year, and I started my YouTube channel in October of last year. But I remember on these morning walks, you know, going out for half an hour, and I would have, again, just like a monologue going in my head. In June and July, I'd be thinking like, why am I, like, what's the point in me thinking like this? Why am I thinking in like this presentation style almost? Like, why am I trying to organize things or be like 3 ways to do this, or, you know, however many ways to get through an existential crisis? It was just weird, and I noticed it at the time. But then when I started my YouTube channel, I was like, oh, all of those thoughts that I'm having when I'm walking around and I'm thinking, however many ways to journal, or interesting journaling prompts, all of that stuff translates into an interesting video, hopefully, or a video that a certain kind of person, me, my kind of person, would be interested in watching. So YouTube has given me this profound sense of peace, and also this cathartic creative outlet in order to get all of this noise, all of this stuff out of my head, and to share information that, like I said with the existential crisis video, who in your day-to-day life, like, who is talking about that? And yet that is there now as a resource if anyone like me would be looking for an existential crisis video. I guess that's more like a niche interest, but like it gives you a way to express this stuff. It's cathartic to use what you've been through, what you've felt, to put it into something helpful, hopefully, like a helpful format in a video format, and then to share that with the hope of helping others. I have more belief in myself. I know that I have something of value to share. I want to help people using the experience I've gone through. I talk a lot about addiction recovery on my channel because I am in recovery, and so that's a big part of my life, and I want to show people that change is possible. And even if you feel like you're stuck in the darkness, there is a way out, and there are things you can do, and you're not going to be stuck there forever, even if it feels like you are, and that your life can change in ways that you can't even imagine. Like how my life has changed by having a YouTube channel for the past year, in ways that I could never have imagined. I feel more able to talk to people. I don't feel so awkward. I definitely am sometimes because I am introverted and sometimes I don't know what to say, or I feel a bit out of place in big settings, but I just feel more at ease with myself, and I feel more able to talk to people. I feel like I know myself better, and all of this comes through making YouTube videos. Like I said, I've made 120 something videos by this point, so I've got used to sitting down talking about a particular topic. That has translated into being able to talk about anything, you know, and just have a conversation and feel more at ease in that conversation. I used to struggle with social anxiety a lot because I was like, oh, I don't know what to say, don't know how things are going to come out, or I've not thought about what I'm going to say, I need to plan what I'm going to say. But now I'm just like, I feel confident with my ability to take a particular subject if that comes up in the conversation and just go with it and just talk, and it doesn't have to be a big deal, and I don't have to overthink it like I used to. I will say, as a caveat, I do think some of these things that I'm talking about, these personal like shifts that I've noticed in myself, some of them definitely have to do with my recovery and the work that I've done on that, but I do think a lot of it is to do with YouTube and just getting on camera and speaking, just saying this stuff and trying to get my point across. I feel like because of YouTube and posting on this channel consistently, I am more resilient. I've got used to the ups and downs. I have had months where I get 100 subscribers, and I have months where, you'll know if you have your own channel, in the studio it says last 28 days, it shows you your views, your watch time, and your subscribers. I've had times where that said plus 100, and I have times where that doesn't even have a number because I've not gained any subscribers in that time. Like, I may have gained subscribers in the last 28 days, but I've also lost them, and that equals out to 0. Like, I've been through the ups and downs, and I feel like I'm more resilient because of that. It's hard thinking that you've sussed it, or thinking like, this video is going to do well, or I hope this message reaches people, and then it just doesn't perform in the way that you thought. It's kind of soul destroying sometimes. You're like, I put so much work into this, but as time goes on, at least I've developed more of a healthy detachment with it, and I'm like, I'm happy with this. I feel like I've put the message that I wanted to in this, and I've done what I can to frame it in an interesting way. Let's see how it does, like, have more detachment with it, as opposed to being like, oh my gosh, I did so much work and now it's not gone so well, and then being like crushed because I thought this video would do better than it had. I've learned to stop caring what people think. I'm focused on me and what I want to convey, and like I said, I have an idea of the people who I think what I share could be helpful to, and I'm like, I am concentrated on reaching those people. I know there will be some people who think, what is she doing? Why does anyone care? It's like, if you don't get it, it's not for you. If you don't understand me, or you don't like anything about me, that's not my problem. Like, I'm just not for you then. It feels good to express yourself. So if you are holding yourself back because you're worried about what other people will think, just know that once you start putting yourself out there, once you start taking action, that fear of, but what will they think? That fear will start to diminish. It just feels right to be expressing yourself and trying to help other people. Like, I'm trying to use stuff that I've been through to hopefully help other people. Talk about like different ways to shift your mindset, different ways to be motivated, different little habits you can do to get better. I am just so focused on the fact that I've done a lot of work in my life to get to the point I'm at and to get better and to get healthy. And I know that the stuff I've been through can help other people. If it's not for you, there will be other stuff out there for you. I don't care if you don't like it. Not everything is for you. Similarly, I have learned to stop taking things personally. Thankfully, I mean, I'm only a small channel. I don't get a lot of negative comments, but the ones that I have got, I know they're not about me. Whenever someone is saying something horrible, they are not saying anything about you. You don't have to take it personally. What they are saying says something about them, and some people have this really negative, horrible worldview. Some people will go out of their way to say mean stuff, and they don't even think about the consequences. You don't have to take that stuff personally. It's amazing. And I think this is also in tandem. I mentioned I have a Twitter account. You can imagine, get so much hate on that account, the amount of people I've blocked. And it really doesn't matter. Like, I've learned to not take things personally, and I've learned that it's not about me when someone says something horrible. Basically, you become unstoppable if you stop caring what people think and you stop taking things personally. God will take care of everything else. I'm focusing on my why. I'm not focusing on these people who are trying to drag me down. In the 4 agreements, one of these new agreements that you need to make with yourself is to stop taking things personally. And the reason is because it's not about you. I think as well, YouTube has kept me together. There have been some dark times in the past year. Having this consistent schedule of I upload once a week, you will notice there are some of my videos which I edit quite a lot. I add in lots of B-roll, lots of text, zoom-ins. There are other videos which are very minimally edited. I made those videos when I was feeling really rubbish. I tried to put on a brave face and I made the video, or maybe I had the clips filmed before and then it came to editing and I was feeling awful. But I still made the video because I had a schedule and I wanted to be consistent. I wouldn't have had that discipline, that schedule, if I wasn't holding myself to that, and if I didn't think I want to post on my YouTube channel every week. If I didn't have my YouTube channel, I wonder how things would have gone. Like, it could have been bad. YouTube has changed my life in a lot of ways. YouTube has also changed my life in ways that may have been more predictable. So I've developed quite a few skills from my YouTube channel. Those skills have helped me get not 1 job, but 2 jobs. Editing, I've learned very basic editing, but I'm now very efficient. At the beginning, it would maybe take me 8 hours to edit a video, and now I can have like 20 minutes of clips and probably edit them in like an hour and a half. It does not take me a long time anymore. I know what I'm doing. And because I've grown my confidence by teaching myself from scratch how to edit, because I did not know how to do this at all, because I've done this and it's helped me grow my confidence, I now want to learn more. I know that things can be difficult. It might feel uncomfortable, that things might take a long time. There was a point where I had to look up how to do everything and I'd just be searching tutorials on YouTube about how to edit because I had no idea how to do anything, and I was like, oh, I want to be able to put text in, or I want to be able to put like a graphic, or I want to be able to zoom in on a graphic. I want to be able to put in a YouTube clip that I've downloaded with the audio so that I can play a YouTube clip of an interview of Matthew Perry, for example. I didn't know how to do any of that, and I've learned how to do it, and because I've learned these new things, that's made me want to learn more. So for example, now I'm hoping to upgrade my editing software because it's very basic at the moment, which suits me fine, but I would love to learn how to do something more, because editing, for example, on Premiere Pro, that's quite a valuable skill. You'd be able to get freelance work as a video editor if you know how to edit using this high-end software. So that's something I'm looking into, and I feel brave enough to try to do that and to put myself in the place of being a beginner again and learning a new software, because I know I can do it. I've already done this from the beginning. I know I can do it on the next level as well. And I mentioned that in my job interview and they seemed quite, I don't want to say impressed, but like, it shows something about what kind of person you are. It shows you're being proactive. It shows that you want to keep learning. I've learned basic marketing. I am not really business minded at all. I'm more creative minded, and I know the two can go hand in hand. That's really not like what my skill set was, but through having a YouTube channel, I've learned about appealing to an audience, about having different consumer avatars, about how to frame things in order to capture people's attention. So you promise like, oh, this video is going to be about this, or it's 10 tips or whatever, and then actually make a compelling thing that people like or that people find value in. I've learned how to use Canva, and I already did kind of know how to use it, but I mean, at this point, like I said, I've done 120 videos. I've used Canva 120 times to make a thumbnail for a video. I am very familiar with Canva. For one of the jobs that I've got, a part-time job, the trial task for that job was to make an infographic in Canva, and I could do that very easily because I'm very familiar with Canva. Those two things, Canva, YouTube, this new job I've got, they're all linked together. I may not have been successful in this trial task for this job if I hadn't have been using Canva regularly for my YouTube channel. Another skill YouTube's taught me is discipline. Showing up every week, or almost every week. I did have a couple of weeks where I wasn't feeling great. No matter how well a video did, if it did way better than I was expecting, or if it did way worse than I was expecting, no matter how disappointed I felt, I outlined a new video, I researched, I made my thumbnail, I put on my makeup to film the video. Sometimes I put on my makeup as I was filming the video and had it as a chit chat get ready with me. I edited the video. I had discipline and I did something every week. This is not something that otherwise I've really been good at, like since school. Like, yes, I would go to school, and like, yes, I'm now sober and I'm doing that every day. But otherwise, like, I wasn't really someone who could stick to something, especially when that thing got difficult. Like when a video doesn't do so well and it's like, but I worked so hard on it. And it's like, no one cares how hard you worked on a video. If you could make a really compelling 10-minute video that you just filmed with really interesting information and didn't have to edit it at all, and it only took you 10 minutes to do, if people were interested in that, it doesn't matter how much time, like, it doesn't matter how hard you work. That is another like harsh truth that I've learned through doing this. It's like, your hard work really doesn't matter. Yes, it matters if it's helping you develop your skills and get better, but like, you're not owed anything just because you're like, oh, but I put 5 hours of work into this and no one's watching it. It's like, nobody cares. You have to give people something. You have to give people value. Your hard work doesn't entitle you to anything. YouTube has completely changed my life. You never know what can happen in a year, but if you want to start a YouTube channel, you owe it to yourself to try. I posted my first video a year ago today. I am so grateful that past me, for whatever reason, felt brave enough to do that and felt like she wanted to share this video that she'd created with the world. I'm so grateful to my past self. Do your future self a favor, and if you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel, start working on that video now. Start outlining it today, start getting the clips you need if you want to do like a vlog, start researching. But the most important thing is to take action. Don't get caught up in planning like what your channel banner is going to be or your schedule. For the first few videos, I think, you're just going to be seeing if you like doing this. So don't get caught up in the planning stage. Take action. Make a video. You owe it to your future self, and your future self will thank you, just as I thank my past self now that I am my future self. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you going to start a YouTube channel? Have you also found that YouTube has changed your life in ways that you couldn't have even imagined? Has your life changed? How has your life changed? Please let me know in the comments. I will leave my video stop oversharing because that has been blowing up recently and people seem to be really enjoying that. And if you're interested in more YouTube themed YouTube videos, I did a video about tips and encouragement for small YouTubers. I will leave that on the screen if you want to watch that as well. I will also leave my favorite video of my channel so far, Change Your Life by Focusing on the Little Things, because that's like my life philosophy. Thank you so much for watching. God bless, and I will see you in the next one.